The Medici villas are a series of rural building complexes in Tuscany which were owned by members of the Medici family between the 15th century and the 17th century. The villas served several functions. They were the country palaces of the Medici, scattered over the territory that they ruled, demonstrating their power and wealth. They were also recreational resorts for the leisure and pleasure of their owners. And, more prosaically, they were the center of agricultural activities on the surrounding estates. In 2013, the Medici villas were added to UNESCO's World Heritage List. History. The first Medici villas were the Villa del Trebio and that at Cafagolo, both strong fortified houses built in the 14th century in the Mugello region, the original home of the Medici family. In the 15th century, Cosimo de' Medici built villas designed by Michele Ouzzo at Careggi and Fiesole, still quite severe buildings, but with additional recreational spaces, courtyards, balconies, and gardens. Lorenzo de' Medici spent long periods at the Villa di Careggi. Gradually, Florence became surrounded by a collection of Medici villas, with others in more distant parts of the Grand Duchy of Tuscany. By the end of the 16th century, there were at least 16 major estates, with at least another 11 of secondary interest, together with a constellation of farms and hunting lodges throughout Tuscany. Giusto-Utens painted a series of lunettes depicting the main Medici villas in the 17th century, which are now held by the Museo di Firenze Camera. The last Medici villas were the Villa di Montevetellini and the Villa di Artimano, bought in 1595 June by Ferdinando I while he was expanding the Villa di Castlo, Villa La Patria and Villa dell'Imbreggiana. The later villas are outstanding examples of Renaissance and Baroque architecture, and were often accompanied by gardens. The garden at the Villa di Castlo, created for Cosimo I de' Medici, Grand Duke of Tuscany, was the first in Italy by Nicola Squire Tribolo, who later designed the Boboli Gardens for Cosimo's Florentine new residence, the Palazzo Pitti. Each significant member of the Medici family owned an estate. The Duke moved from one house to house. When in residence, the villa became a microcosm of the Medici court. For hunting, he could visit the Villa del Trebio, Villa di Cafagolo or Villa di Pratolino. Reside at the Villa dell'Imbreggiana in the spring. And move to the Villa di Artimano, to while away the summer in its cooler elevated position. After the death of Giangastone de' Medici in 1738, the Grand Duchy of Tuscany and the Medici's assets, including their villas, were acquired by Francis, Duke of Lorraine. Today, some of the Medici villas are museums. Others are occupied by institutions, and a few are owned privately, and often hired privately or used to stage public events. In 2006, the Italian government submitted the Medici villas for designation by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site. List. Major villas Villa del Trebio, Villa di Cafagolo, Villa di Careggi, Villa Medici in Fiesole, Villa di Poggio a Caiano, Villa di Castlo, Villa di Mezzomonti, Villa La Patria, Villa di Camaliano, Villa di Cerreto Guidi, Villa del Poggio Imperiale, Villa di Pratolino, Villa di Lepeghi, Villa dell'Imbreggiana, Villa La Maggia, Villa di Artimano. Minor villas Villa di Calisalvetti, Villa di Agnano, Villa di Arena Mitato, Villa di Spidoletto, Villa di Stabia, Villa della Toppea, Villa di Ciravisa, Villa di Marignole, Villa di Liliano, Villa di Coltano, Villa di Montevetellini. Gallery. In addition to their country villas, the Medici also occupied the following buildings in Florence: Palazzo Medici Riccardi, Palazzo Vecchio, Palazzo Pitti, Casino di San Marco, and the Villa Medici in Rome. References. Further reading: Giardini di Toscana, foreword by Maria Zoppi, Edifier, 2001, Alidere Laura, Le Demour dei Medici in Toscana, Edizioni Pola Stampa Firenze, 1995, Le Pipni Isabella, La Ville Medici. Guida Completa, Giunti 2003, Mignani, Daniela, 1991. The Medici and Villas by Giusto-Utens. Florence, Arnaud. ISBN 88-8015-000-6. External links Media related to Medici villas at Wikimedia Commons, Italian, Gardens and Villas of Tuscany official website, Museums in Florence, the Medici Villa of Poggio a Caiano, Museums in Florence, the Medici Villa della Patria.